Hi YouTube friends, this is Roxy, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my family subjects for the 2025-2026 school year. You're going to want to stick around. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I provide homeschooling resources for parents and all kinds of fun ways to homeschool. I have been on this homeschooling journey for 6 years, and it continues to just get better and better every year. And as my children grow, we really get to just experience so much wonderful memories and fun in our homeschool. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my family subjects that I've chosen for this school year. Now, for our family subjects, as you guys know, we kind of divide our homeschool into 4 different sections, right? Each of my children, which I have 2, have their own curriculum that they do. And then we have, it's actually now called our afternoon basket, but we have an afternoon basket, and then we also do family subjects. Now, back in the day when I started homeschooling, we used to do our family subjects on Fridays. We would just basically only do some testing for our individual curriculum, and then we would go ahead and just spend the rest of the day doing our family subjects. And I found that that was much easier to be able to have the time to come together as a family and learn together. But as my children have gotten older, and we've also had to change our schedule quite a bit and try and, incorporate our family subjects in some other ways. Now, for example, this year we are going to be doing a co-op on Friday. Last year, we also did a co-op on Friday, and this year we're actually starting a new co-op. And so Fridays are gonna kind of not be an option for us to be able to do our family subjects. And so what I've decided to do is I've decided to get our family subjects and incorporate them into our afternoon basket so that we're doing them throughout the week during our afternoon basket time. I will be doing a separate video on our afternoon basket so that you can see the loop schedule that I follow when we go through afternoon basket. But for today, I'm just gonna be sharing with you what we're gonna be doing for our family subjects. And then in future videos, I'll show you how I break that down into the afternoon time where we get together for about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do several different things on a loop schedule. So let's get into what our family subjects are. Family subjects include science, art, history, and music. Science, art, history, and music. So those are the 4 subjects that I like to teach as a family. I feel that it's so much fun to be able to bring everybody together and learn together and have some fun. And that's what homeschooling is all about, right? It's getting the siblings together to learn and to experience the memories of homeschooling together. And so we're gonna start first with our science. So for science, ever since we started homeschooling, we have been doing the Good and the Beautiful science unit studies. I feel that the science unit studies are such a great family centered subject that we can all learn together. I love the way that the Good and the Beautiful structures their science unit studies so that we can all learn together. They have workbooks that tailor to each of the age groups. And we've been doing these unit studies since we started. In fact, we're pretty much finishing this year all of the Good and the Beautiful's unit studies. We would have done all of them once we finish the last 3 that we have, or the last 2 that we have for this school year. So for this year, we are going to be finishing up, and I don't even know what we're gonna be doing next year because we've always done the Good and the Beautiful's unit studies. So it's gonna be interesting for me to find some ideas on what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so the 2 unit studies that we are gonna be doing this year for the Good and the Beautiful are going to be the Wonders of Energy. Now, last year we did Motion and Simple Machines, and I think it kind of goes together well with the Wonders of Energy to finish off the science unit studies. Obviously, what I love about the Good and the Beautiful is, again, everything is open and go. It's already prepared. Usually, whatever materials you'll need for the lessons, they will tell you ahead of time, and it's usually like household items that you already have. So that's why I really love using these unit studies. So we're gonna go through the Wonders of Energy. It also comes with some additional reading that we do. So it has like the energy book, the energy question and answer book, and then it has the Amazing Mind of Greenville Woods. And again, I will link in the description box below everything, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. because I will have it all in the description box. Now the next unit study, which will be our last one, and I'm like so sad to even say that because it's just been such a joy to have these unit studies in our homeschool, is going to be the reptiles, amphibians, and fish. So this is probably what we're gonna start around January. So usually we will do the Wonders of Energy for a few months, and then we kind of do Christmas school during December, and then we will pick it up in January with reptiles, amphibians, and fish, well, which will kind of get us ready for the springtime. And then the last unit study we're gonna be doing is not A Good and the Beautiful. To wrap up the school year for science is going to be something that's brand new and I'm really excited about. It's called Edible Science from How We Learn. And I don't have a physical copy because I still haven't even printed them out yet. Y'all, I just moved, so it has been bananas. But I will show it to you guys right here. It's called Edible Science. And what I love about it is every lesson is kind of tailored to something that you eat. So you'll be able to do a science experiment and then you get to eat whatever it is that you use. So it's really fun. Okay, so some of the topics that the Edible Science unit study goes through are what is matter, popsicles, chocolate, learning about maple syrup, popcorn, density. It goes through butter, ice cream, and then we get to make rock candy. So again, I will link in the description box below this unit study. I'm really excited to use it because it's gonna kind of wrap things up in science for us in a really fun way where we'll be able to try different things and it's gonna be great. So that's what we're gonna be doing for science. Now moving on to our next subject is going to be history. And so we have typically for history done the story of the world. We actually did about 3 volumes of it. We were set to go this year into volume number 4, but my kids kind of got tired of it after so much time, so many years of doing it. We've been doing it for like 5 years already, and we never get through a whole volume in 1 year. It usually takes us, because we only do history once a week, it usually would take us about a year to do about half of it, and then we would just continue on the next year. And really it just got to be very tedious with the copy work and the narration and all of that. So like I just started to see that my kids were not enjoying Story of the World anymore, and so it was definitely time for a change. And with that, it was a coincidence that The Good and the Beautiful came out with their new history curriculum. And so we are going to be doing history year number 1, and we're really excited to use it. We actually just did 1 lesson of it for our first week of school, and the kids really like it because not only is it kind of in the same style as the science unit studies in the sense that you're able to read things, you watch videos, but it has some really fun interactive things for history that I really liked. For example, each of the kids will be getting a timeline book, and what's great about the timeline book is that it has a timeline of all 4 history years, which The Good and the Beautiful has only come out with the first one. But what's great is it already has it done for the whole history curriculum, and it comes with these stickers. I don't know if you could see them, and what they'll do is every time we study a topic, they will then go ahead and put their sticker on the timeline. And so that's really fun to kind of track where you're going in history. And what I love too is it has a lot of like different little extras that are fun. So it has like a big book of stories, history. It has a big book of history stories, which I really love because it gives you kind of a little bit of a background story to whatever time period or whatever event in history that you're going to be covering that day. And so I kind of like that because it kind of makes it a little bit more fun and interactive, and definitely an upgrade from Story of the World. I'm sorry if you are a Story of the World user. We did enjoy it for quite a few years, but it's just, we just got very, very tired with all of the things that you had to do, and it was just not, it wasn't really fun for us anymore. But if you still enjoy it, that's awesome for you too. So anyway, we're going to be doing history for year 1 with The Good and the Beautiful, and that's going to cover our history. Now, for our music, we are going to be going with our tried and true, which is Squilt Music, Squilt Live. And we love Squilt Live. We've been doing Squilt Live forever, and we absolutely love Miss Mary and her lessons. And this year she's going to be doing a lot of different studies on different eras of music, different types of composers. They're going to be doing some on some more modern composers, which we're really excited about. And Squilt is just fun. I put the lesson on for the kids and they just learn, and I don't need to do any prep work other than printing the music packets that they're going to be doing that day. And my kids have really just enjoyed doing music this way. And so we're going to be continuing on with Squilt Live. Now for art this year, we are going to be continuing with our Deep Space Sparkle membership. It's called the Sparklers Club, and if you've never heard of it, it is a really amazing kind of database of tons of art lessons from an art teacher who has just recorded a lot of her art curriculum and art lessons onto this database where you're able to look through and study different either art time periods or different seasons of art. You can study different countries and the artists that are part of that country. It really has amazing things in it. Now it's not super cheap. It is a little bit pricey. It's about $34 a month for the membership, but I just find that there's so much in it, and it's such just a comprehensive art curriculum. It has for kids between the ages of preschool all the way up to like 7th grade, and she really lays out the lessons really well and gives you a supply list of all the supplies that you need. So you can kind of pick and choose which lesson you want to do based on what kind of supplies are needed. I try to pick stuff that just has like basic art supplies, but it really has served us very well. And so what we're gonna be doing this year for the from Deep Space Sparkle, what we're gonna be kind of focusing on, because we've done other types of curriculum on her website, but what we're going to be focusing on this year is the Art Through the Ages curriculum. So she has an Art Through the Ages where she goes through each of the time periods in art, and we study them with different projects. And she has like resources and book links and videos, all kinds of things. So we're going to be going through, we started this Art Through History curriculum. We started this Art Throughout the Ages curriculum last year, where we did like ancient civilizations, we did the classical worlds. So we're gonna kind of pick back up from last year and do the Middle Ages. We're gonna go through Dabs of Light, which is studying the Impressionists like Monet, Degas. We're going to be going through the kind of more modern pop art, so modern color and shape. Modern color and shape, we're going to be talking about Fauvism and Cubism and studying Matisse and Picasso. And then we're going to go right into going through like some of the more, you know, modern art time period, which is like pop art and abstract art and things like that. So we're really excited for this because it's going to kind of wrap up studying art history, which we've been doing for a couple of years now. And then I'm planning on going into a new unit study next year with Art Makes Me Smart, which is Lily and Thistle. I will link them in the description box below if you want a different option for art. I can do a whole video on different art curriculums because I have really researched art. I really love doing art and music in our homeschool, and so I really love looking at different art curriculums. But we're going to be possibly starting that if we have time at the end of the school year. Now, another thing that we do as part of our family subjects, but we do it more towards our morning afternoon basket, but I did want to mention it in this video. For the last couple of years, we've been doing world geography. So we are going to finish off our world geography studies this year, learning about some countries in Europe and South Africa. And so what I use for the around the world in unit study is we do kind of a mishmash of curriculum. So I like using the Around the World with Picture books by Beautiful Feet books. This is a great spine to be able to use that kind of opens you up into other things that you can kind of go down like rabbit trails. Like for example, this is the Spain study. And so what it will do is it'll give you book suggestions. It'll give you some resources to look at, some projects. So we kind of use this along with the Art Makes Me Smart Around the World. which I will link in the description box below. It is a wonderful world geography resource by Lillian Thistle, where they give you different art projects that correspond with each country. And so we really love these because they provide a resource guide where you can go through the country. It has links to videos about different cultural aspects of the country, history about the country, all kinds of things. And I really love it because, again, it's open and go. It's already prepared for me. So we like to use that for world geography. Some of the countries we're going to be studying are Italy and Greece. We're going to go into, like I said, South Africa. We're going to do a lot of the countries that we weren't able to get to last year so that we can wrap it up. And then also in December, for part of our Christmas school, we like to go through countries and learn about the different ways that they celebrate the holidays, which is really fun as well. And what I have my kids do, which I can do a separate video on this, but what I have my kids do when we are studying each country, what we like to do is like to print a map of the country, and then the kids will label the country. They will draw the flag. They will color the flag of the country. This one's still not done, but they will write like some facts about it. And then these are like our projects that we do for each country. So I like to use different resources, and it's really fun because the kids get to have this as a memory book at the end of all the countries that we went through. And so these are some of the ones that we did last year. And we also study an animal from the countries. I'll go into a separate video just on how I structure that curriculum, but that's what we're going to be doing for our world geography. And that is it. Those are our family subjects. So it is history, science, world geography, art, and music. So 5 subjects. We go through them throughout the week, and it's amazing and super fun. So what are you guys doing for family subjects? What are some new curriculum that you have decided to use this year? I would love to know. Leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think about The Good and the Beautiful's history. If you've already started it, what do you think? What are your reviews? I'd love to hear all about it. And I will, in the next video, show you a little bit more of what we do for our afternoon basket and how we structure that as well. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night trying to